Good morning, Michiana. Welcome to News Center 16 Saturday morning. I'm Gabby Gonzalez. Here are some of your top stories for today. A late night stabbing sends one man to the hospital. The latest on the investigation into this attack. Ready to go green, a look at one St. Patty's Day celebration hitting Michiana. Plus, from new counters to picking out the perfect paint color, area businesses can help you with your home improvement needs. A live report from this year's Michiana Home Show. But first, new information concerning a stabbing from last night that left a man in serious condition. The incident happened just before 11 in the 200 block of East Fox Street. This part of South Bend is near Riley High School. Police arrived to find a 52-year-old man with multiple stab wounds. He was rushed to the hospital in serious condition. It appears the man collapsed in front of his home before an ambulance arrived. Police say they have a vague description of a suspect, but don't have anyone in custody. A woman is behind bars after a man was found shot to death along a country road. 34-year-old Maria Williams allegedly shot Dennis Brooks late Thursday following a domestic dispute. Brooks was shot once in the head. His body was found along a road in Burr Oak, Michigan. Burr Oak is about 10 minutes northeast of Sturgis. Police say Williams called 911 and led police to the shooting scene. She was arrested and charged with open murder. A Michiana superintendent who recently resigned was considered a bully among several of his co-workers. Richard Weigel is the former leader of Niles Community Schools. According to the Niles Daily Star, more than a dozen administrators sent a letter to the school board complaining about Weigel. They said he bullied co-workers, created a hostile work environment. The group also mentioned they had no confidence in his ability to lead the district. The letter was sent 3 weeks before Weigel stepped down. The Star says it was likely the driving force that led to his resignation. If you want to read the entire Daily Star article, we have a link on our website, WNDU.com. Just click on this story. The American Red Cross is helping those displaced after a deadly gas explosion. Flames and smoke filled the air in New York City on Wednesday. The blast caused 2 apartments to collapse. All that remains of them is a pile of rubble. Now the Red Cross is providing makeshift homes for those with nowhere to go. Around 120 people are using their services, many of them children. And while many are still shaken, they're very thankful to be alive.
I'm happy that I am alive because, I need to just, go to school. And if I die, I cannot go to school and learn anything.
8 people died in the explosion. More than 60 others were injured, with some still recovering in the hospital. BP will be allowed back into the Gulf of Mexico to seek oil. The company reached an agreement with the EPA this week. This decision comes 4 years after the Deepwater Horizon rig explosion. It killed 11 rig workers and spilled millions of gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. BP can start bidding for new leases next week. Oil analysts say this agreement is an important step for BP's recovery. Environmental groups are against the decision. Well, plenty of folks will be spending some time outdoors today for the St. Patrick's Day Parade in South Bend. Here's meteorologist David Harker with an update on the weather.
That's right, Gail.
There's so much information these days, so much to read, that we need all the help we can get just to keep up with all of it. One solution is to be able to read a little faster. But how do we do that? As our PC expert Mike explains, the answer may lie in your fingers and not in your eyes. I think I would have been very interested in those apps when I was in college, and you have so much reading to do, even high school students, but I was trying to keep up there on the screen and I couldn't quite read everything that was on there.
Yeah, I guess if you had a small frame of time that you could read in or things like that, then that's great. If not, just like to leisurely read. Take it all in.
Exactly. You were saying you want to be able to really take your time and really comprehend everything you're reading too.
Exactly.
So we're joined by 2 of their actors, John Countryman and Lee Ferris. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys are kind of wrapping things up here in South Bend. Tell me what it's been like, the shows, night after night, and really interacting with the audience.
Yeah, we've been moving around. So we actually had the show last night, which was a lot of fun, and then we've got a matinee today, and then the show tonight. The audience was great. I thought they were great last night. Very vocal. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. And so, with this show, you were telling me it is a musical experience from beginning to end. If someone hasn't had the chance to go see it, what's it like up there?
Yeah, we play a lot of the hits from these stars that you mentioned, but we are playing all of the instruments. We have piano, drums, bass, acoustic guitars, electric guitar, and so there's no orchestra, and that's really what makes this show unique. So it's a live musical experience as well.
We're the band.
Yeah, we are the band, and,
Yeah.
and also tells the story of how these guys got signed to Sun Records in Memphis and started their early careers, and then where they went from there. And so it's history mixed with live music, and it's a ton of fun.
Really a celebration of this musical history here.
Yeah.
And that's got to be demanding for you guys, acting up there, making sure you're doing justice to these classic songs.
Very true. I mean, people have high expectations when they come to see somebody want to hear Hound Dog. I mean, they
Yeah.
want to hear it a certain way. But what's great about the show is that they have a great way of finding talent that really not only can emulate, but also really truly appreciates, where the music's coming from. So that really helps, I think, on the back end before even getting on stage.
Do you find that the crowd gets really into it, maybe sings along a little bit or is clapping their hands?
Yeah,
to
there's
each of these
usually
songs?
always people mouthing the words to the Johnny
Yeah.
Cash tunes and the Elvis tunes for sure. And I know Jerry Lee's. I play Carl Perkins, who wrote Blue Suede Shoes, and so I kind of get to play
Yeah.
a little bit more of the educational role because people aren't aware that there was this great writer at the time too, named Carl Perkins, and some people definitely know exactly.
Was he?
But-
he's in the show, right?
He is. He is. He's actually one of the four of the quartet.
Oh, okay.
You got it now that you're connecting the dots.
I put all the dots. I figured it out.
And what's got to be nice too is if parents or grandparents are going, they can bring the younger generations that maybe don't know too much about these amazing artists too.
That has been a real joy for me, just in the sense that, kind of like we're just joking about, but a lot of people don't know who Carl Perkins is, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are still trying to figure out who Jerry Lee is.
Yeah.
And so for me, playing Jerry Lee, it is such an honor for me to be kind of that ambassador, as you're saying, for that kind of music, because a lot of people that either saw Jerry Lee back in the heyday never got the chance. I saw him when like 5 years ago, so he was kind of an older guy, but at the same time, it was such a magical experience for me just to see it. So now to be able to kind of bring that opportunity to anybody that cares to, or it might be surprised by at that point at the show, I mean, it's just such an honor. So.
Well, thank you guys for stopping by.